Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me. My name is Connor. I'll be your tour guide for today. Today we're going to be kayaking on the South Saskatchewan River. Without further ado, I bring to you Saskatoon.
Today's tour will start at Yorath Island. We will paddle through Saskatoon until we get to the buoys near Sandbar Island. From there, we'll have to portage along Spedina Cres until we pass the Weir. We will set off again just before CPR Bridge, and we'll continue our paddle until we get to Chief Mistawasis Bridge, where the tour will conclude. So this is Yorath Island, and the fact that it's only 1 mile outside of Saskatoon makes it the perfect place for our tour to begin. So we will leave on Sunday, July 9th at 5:30 a.m. As we look ahead, we're met with our first view of Saskatoon, and we'll notice the power lines spanning across the river. We can see the power poles on the east side of the river and the west side of the river that make up Saskatoon's power infrastructure. Lucky for us, there happens to be some geese and their goslings hanging out by the water. As we look ahead, we're met with the water intake building for Sask Power, and across the river is the Sask Power building. Back on the east side, we can see one of the many local beavers. And as we look ahead, we'll see the Grand Trunk Bridge. Opened in March of 1908, the Grand Trunk Bridge is the oldest still standing bridge in Saskatoon. It's hard not to smile as you come across such a structure. Passing under the Grand Trunk Bridge reveals the second bridge we'll encounter, the Gordie Howe Bridge. Gordie Howe Bridge is the second newest bridge addition to Saskatoon, opening in July of 2013. Carrying an average of 41,000 daily vehicles, it's also Saskatoon's third busiest bridge. Now, we've got a ways to go before our next attraction, so try to enjoy the sights of the South Saskatchewan River, or the new blisters on your hand. So, as you look to the right, you will see the Ralco Radio Building, as well as Lutherside Terrace and Water's Edge Apartments. In the middle of the river is a pelican on a sandbar, along with 2 seagulls and a duck. We can also see a second pelican flying. Looking back toward the Ralco Radio Building, we can see Gabriel Dumont Park, a common place for paddlers to launch their boat from. Facing west gives us a view of the water treatment plant, a building known for discharging a brown-colored water into the river. Directly downstream is the Saskatoon Rowing Club, another common place for boats to launch from. Ahead of that, we can see Victoria Park, which is the site of Saskatoon's Jazz Festival going on this weekend. Moving north is River Landing, and taking a closer look, we can see the old pump house. Coming up is Senator Sid Buchwald Bridge. This is the location of Saskatoon's oldest bridge, although what you see today was opened October of 1966. Carrying 38,000 vehicles daily, Sid Buchwald Bridge is the 4th busiest bridge in Saskatoon, and passing under it gives us an up-close view of downtown Saskatoon, with sites like the Reme Modern, the Sugar Shack, and the Alt Hotel. Up next is the RBC building, right next to the traffic bridge. The traffic bridge is the site of Saskatoon's oldest non-rail bridge, hence the name Traffic Bridge. We can now see the Nutrien building. Standing 290 feet tall, this is Saskatoon's tallest building. Across the river is Sask Crescent East, and its condo buildings. Up ahead is Friendship Park, and as we pass under Saskatoon's 6th busiest bridge, we're given a clear view. Directly in front of us is Broadway Bridge. On its east side are more Saskatchewan Crescent East condos. Peeking over the west side of the bridge are some local must-see attractions. But first, let's get back to Broadway Bridge. Opened in November of 1932 and carrying an average of 16,000 daily vehicles, it's Saskatoon's 5th busiest bridge. As we pass under Broadway Bridge, let's look back at the traffic bridge and the river landing skyscrapers. We're now right in front of La Renaissance, standing 260 feet tall. This is Saskatoon's 2nd tallest building. Looking to the right, we will see Escala Apartments and the Broadway Tower. Looking back across the river, we can see the Vimy Memorial. And now, a building that needs no introduction, the Bessborough. Originally opened in 1935, this is Saskatoon's most iconic hotel. Let's move along, where we can see the Saskatoon Tower, Saskatoon Square, and Sheraton Hotel. Next, we're given a view of 728 Spedina Crescent and Kiwanis Park. Moving along, as we look ahead, we can see the spire of the St. John's Cathedral. We can also see Hallmark Place, Saskatoon's 3rd tallest building, as well as riverfront condominiums and Shepherd Apartments, all of which have a nice view across the river. And as we look ahead, we can see University Bridge. Originally opened in 1916, it's Saskatoon's oldest still standing non-rail bridge. On the east side of University Bridge is the start of campus, and the west side gives us a close-up of riverfront condominiums, Parkville Manor, and the Parktown Hotel. As we pass under University Bridge, take a second to appreciate its amazing architecture. Carrying 43,000 daily vehicles, this is Saskatoon's 2nd busiest bridge. Looking ahead, we can see the Jim Pattison's Children's Hospital, Saskatoon's newest hospital addition. And on the other side of the river is the Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan tent. This is the location of live theater performances in the summer months. Past that is the Prairie Lily, a tour boat that takes people on a tour of the South Saskatchewan River, much like the one you're on now. So we have reached the buoys near Sandbar Island, which means we must get off the river. It's been a long journey already, but yet we're less than 2/3 of the way through Saskatoon. To finish our tour, we'll have to portage 1 kilometer along Spedina Crescent. This is because of Saskatoon's Weir, a dam meant to control the water level upstream. It's very effective, yet also very annoying for those on the water. You see, the nearest boat launch before the Weir isn't very close, and the nearest boat launch after the Weir is even further. For us paddlers though, we're able to just get out and walk. But once we make it to the Weir, you'll still have to get down to the water, which isn't exactly easy. But when you do, and you get settled into your seat, take a deep breath. You got this. Immediately after setting off, we're met with the Canadian Pacific Railway Bridge. Open in June of 1908, this is Saskatoon's 2nd oldest still standing bridge. As we pass the CPR bridge, let's have a look at Saskatoon's post-Weir riverbank. It's taller and has less sand. This is because of the 11-foot Weir, currently holding the water 5 feet higher upstream. It also traps sediment upstream, creating the ever-growing Sandbar Island. Downstream of the Weir, we'll notice the water is shallower and has more rocks. Further along, looking ahead, we can see Circle Drive Bridge. Opened in 1983, renovated in 2007, Circle Drive Bridge is currently undergoing repairs. On the west side of the bridge, you can see the Luther Heights. As we pass under Circle Drive Bridge, we can see the Stu Uzelman Pedway. Part of the 2007 renovation was lowering the pedestrian walkway to add another lane in each direction. The result is Saskatoon's busiest bridge, with 69,000 daily vehicles. Past the bridge on the right, we can see the Sutherland Off-Leash Dog Park. On the left, we can see the Meewasin Trail and the neighborhood of River Heights. Now stick with me, folks, as there's still one more bridge to go. But try to enjoy the view, as you never know when you'll get to see Saskatoon from this angle again. The last building I have to show you is Saskatoon's wastewater treatment plant, as well as the sign warning us of its underwater structures. Moving along, as we look ahead, we can see Chief Mistawasis Bridge. Opened in October of 2018, Chief Mistawasis Bridge is Saskatoon's newest bridge. However, carrying less than 10,000 daily vehicles, it's also Saskatoon's least busy bridge. Near Chief Mistawasis Bridge is Silverwood Dog Park, which is where we'll get out and the tour will conclude. So thanks for joining me on today's tour through Saskatoon. I hope you enjoyed seeing this beautiful city, or at least learned something new about it. If you have a suggestion on which city I should kayak through next, drop a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.